we just have to wait. Okay, I think we're live. We're getting there. I think we're getting there. Are you seeing anything on your stream?
Nope, waiting. It is 1:02 p.m.
Yep.
It's not on yet, though, so watching for any... I mean, it's possible that it's on and it's just not gotten online yet, so... But because we don't know, we're just going to wait here and wait for more people to show up and be part of this live stream where we talk about Rec Room Studio and generative AI, right?
Right.
It's not on yet. Is taking the problem here.
Well, I have a live, and then I have an upcoming. Why do I have an up? I have two upcomings. Why do I have two upcomings? Crapola. What am I going to do here? This is the part I don't like. This part of trying to get it going is really very crazy. It just keeps saying upcoming on here. This is the part I don't like.
Yeah. We're on.
Oh, good. God only knows how many streams I have going live right now then, because...
yeah, I think I was on the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think I was on the wrong one.
All right. Well, let's hope that we're on the right one now. All right, guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the Rec Room Roundtable. Yay!
All
so
right.
today I'm here with my friend Doc Dead. Doc, say hello.
My hands are dangling. Hey, how's it going? I need to turn down my my watcher video because I'm afraid it's coming on.
It is. I can hear it. Oh, too fun. We'll get this all figured out one of these days here. But in the meantime,
Okay, so
here we
we
are.
are live.
We are live. We are live. So we have some things to talk about today that'll be kind of fun, don't we?
Yeah. Some stuff just came out. This one's thing that came out on March 23rd, 2023. So it's
Right.
like hot news yesterday, day before yesterday,
Yeah. I think it was
which is
yesterday.
going to be kind of exciting.
Yeah.
So
And
you want to just go paragraph by paragraph and discuss it?
Sure. Let's do that.
You want to read the first one or the second one?
Sure, I'll read
Just
the
go back
first
and
one.
forth or what?
So, this is from the Devs blog, which is available on recroom.com. And I will put a link in the bottom after this is all over with, so you can go and look at it yourself. But unless you've been living under a very large rock, you've probably experienced the hype set around the generative AI. We wanted to share our thoughts on what we think of these powerful new tools and how they're going to impact Rec Room, especially Rec Room Studio.
Oh yeah. You know, they're talking about things like, well, we played with these, ChatGPT,
Absolutely.
Midjourney. I've played with a couple of different music AIs as well, where you can literally put in a prompt and have it come out with something. For example, ChatGPT, you can put in, how does something do something, and it will come up and it will tell you a whole page full of stuff on that. Or
Right.
you can specifically tell it to write a poem in the style of, whoever, and it will
Shakespeare.
write a poem. Yeah, it'll write a poem in kind of that style,
Right. And
Midjourney.
you did some artwork too, didn't you?
Yeah, that was Midjourney. Midjourney AI is it's run through what's that called? Discord. So they've got a bot in Discord, and basically you give it a prompt, and it makes a picture for you, and it's just absolutely bizarre. Because I mean, I went to it and I thought, no, this is just grabbing stuff from the internet and kind of bringing it in and kind of mixing it up a little bit, and it is to a point. But I mean, you just go ahead and put in a prompt. I mean, I put in something along the lines of human-like fox rogue going through a castle with sunlight coming through the windows, and just clarified that all together with a dagger, and it came up with a really 1800s, because I wanted this old style looking fantasy picture, and it came up with this absolutely awesome picture in about 4 minutes, 3 minutes.
I still think the one with the dachshund smoking a cigarette was the best, but
well, when I showed it to you, I said, well, here, try this, and I gave her these outrageous prompts. It's like, we have a dachshund, so it's like, okay, I was gonna say a dog, but that's too easy. Dog's too easy. Dachshund, smoking a cigarette. What else was it? I don't know.
Wearing a hat or something.
Long prompt that was impossible to. Nobody would have made this picture. Nobody's. I mean, what idiot came up with painting this picture? There it is. And then what's funny is because if you're on the free site for Midjourney, your all your stuff's available to anyone else who's there. People were picking up a couple of the pictures and going, oh, let's make this one even better. That's so cool. Because they like the idea of this dachshund smoking a cigarette. It's like, it was pretty funny. It was really pretty good. And it might have been a dachshund in the suit too. So anyway, it was pretty good.
Somehow or another, this is all going to be, they're going to be able to use it in Rec Room Studios. You're going to be able to use these GPT things, these AI bots that can come up with all these wonderful things that, if you can imagine it and write it down, they can create it into some form of digital magic, and you'll be able to use
Right,
it in
right.
these rooms in Rec Room Studio, which is just crazy. I mean, I want to see that dachshund with a cigarette smoking it and going running through the room. I want to see
Right.
that.
So, yeah, are you ready for the second paragraph here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, these are straight from the devs. This is straight from the devs blog post here. Tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, which I don't know, and others are becoming more powerful at an impressive clip. Every day announces intriguing new possibilities for streamlining, enhancing, and even completely revolutionizing the art and science of game development. I mean, how can this help game development? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm a purist. I like the Maker Pen, but you go into these rooms, these Rec Room Studio rooms, and it's like being in these places. There was one of them where there was the ocean and fireworks in the sky and all of this stuff for a wedding, and I mean, it was just absolutely fabulous. That particular one was by Updog, and he created an entire Greek wedding scene for some friends of his who got married, and they wanted to celebrate together, but they were all far away from each other. So he created, I don't know if he got it from pictures of their wedding or what, but he created this amazing room where there were flowers that I mean, I could all but smell them. They were so real. It was just amazing. So with these AIs, I can't imagine that it isn't going to just get better and better and better.
Yeah, what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking is going to happen, especially in the near term, is going to be things like trying to get, like, storylines and stuff are going to get better because people are going to go to things like ChatGPT and say, can you give me a storyline that follows this and this and this, and it has these characters in it and runs this way that would be great for a game, and what kind of other things should be added into this game?
Yeah.
And it's going to come up with, this is a game, and then, of course, you're going to look at it and go, well, that's kind of stupid, and that's really cool, and then you're going to kind of piece 2 or 3 of these together and go, wow, this is kind of what I'd like to create. Right. And now you got to, instead of starting from, I've got a Maker Pen, let's make something cool, you're starting from, this is what we're going to make, we've got a Maker Pen, let's see if we can make it happen. So people are going to be starting, they're going to begin with the end in mind because they've got tools like this to help them really clarify those tools, where, 20 or 30 years ago, you'd have a group of people in a room discussing it, making it happen, and then developing the game and having it happen.
Right.
Now you can do it alone and be able to come up with that game idea and create it, instead of being just a, the same old that everyone else is doing. It's like, oh, I just copied their thing and made it a little bit different and calling it my own. Right. Now you can actually have something that is really different,
Yeah.
Or even with Midjourney, what if you took Midjourney and say, I need pictures of a throne room, and follows all these criteria, and, it gives you this picture of a throne room. It's like, yeah, that's what we want our throne room in our new game to look like. Okay, now I need a castle courtyard, and you explain what it is, and it kind of throws it up. And so you got these pictures to base your actual, Rec Room spaces off of. Sure. You could have a really cool place because you're not having, you've got the creations in your mind, but you're not having to create every single detail, but you're also not having to follow every single detail because the AI doesn't care if you use it or not.
Right.
So it's not like another person came up and said, but that was my baby, I don't want to, I want that to be like this, you're not having that issue. You're just going, okay, this is, instead of saying, oh, it's got to be perfect, you're saying, hey, this is good enough. It's cool because, we've got these tools helping us make it cool, and it's got a cool new extraordinary type storyline because we're using something like ChatGPT or something.
Right.
And then, of course, now they got music apps, too. I haven't played with a lot of the music apps on the AI yet. I do plan on messing with them more. The one I messed with, I wasn't impressed with. It takes a picture, it makes music from it, and the music is awful, but maybe the pictures were, too. I don't know. The pictures were definitely not supposed to be used for music like that. So, yeah.
I see. Okay. So, I know that the devs are, they're saying that they're very excited for the Rec Room creators to integrate AI tools into their workflow. And obvious, starting point for doing that is Rec Room Studio. That's where they want this to start. So just as Rec Room Studio allows creators to import and utilize content from Blender, Maya, Photoshop, and a whole constellation of other tools, it's also a great vehicle for AI generated content. So I'm hoping that you guys will go to and visit blog.recroom.com and take a look at the full blog that they've got there. There's stuff that's happened in the recent past that we've already talked about, and there's more things that have happened. And the blogs are really very comprehensive, and they're very easy to read. And they give so much great information, and it really shows that the devs do care about this game, and it's not just some, flash in the pan type of a thing. So I'm hoping you'll go and look at that.
But as far as podcasts go, we will be bringing all of that stuff back here and discussing it too. Did we go to the last paragraph yet?
Yeah, that's what I
checked
just read.
the comments. We have no comments.
Okay,
well,
good,
we have Grow Someplace commenting, but no comments to comment to. Hey, okay. Grow Someplace, how's it going?
Hey, Grow Someplace. Okay, so that takes care of our first subject for the day. Our second subject is a little bit more about what's being released in beta or from beta. And
from
that's
beta,
from beta. We're kind of excited about that. The shapes are still in beta, the new ones, but there are some new things, some new chips especially that are being released. So did you want to read the first one?
Sure. Released from beta, this laser pointer component and all associated chips. Room key constant and player owns room key. Audio get length. Audio play get audio. Audio player get audio. Audio player get max roll-off distance. Audio player set max roll-off distance. And audio player set timestamp. You're the one who uses the Maker's Pen so far. Can you, break that down for the person like me who's like, what did I just read, man?
Well, I'll tell you, the laser pointer component is really going to be a lot of fun because you're going to be able to do things by distance. And it's got a lot of applications that I couldn't even begin to use yet because I'm still a little bit in the dark about some of that stuff. But I think that's one of the components I think people are going to have a real good time with. The room key constant and player owns room key, that up until now has all been in just the CV1. And now it's going to be in the CV2. The CV2 is going to be released or is released now from beta. And so there's going to be a whole lot more you're going to be able to do with that. It's not going to be as rigid, I think. You're going to be able to help people understand more about what it is they're buying. In the past, it's been kind of one of these things where, well, if I buy flying in this room, am I going to be able to fly forever? Or is that only going to be, for the next 10 minutes? Or, once I leave, is it gone? All of those things are going to be a lot more clear and a lot more stable, I think. The audio, all of the audio stuff is going to be so much better now that we've got the roll off distance and being able to set that.
What exactly is roll off distance?
Okay, well, like right now, you and I are right close to each other, okay, and we can hear each other really well. But if you go way out there into the other part of the room, I'm going to have trouble hearing you because the roll off distance, just like when in real life, when you're close to somebody, you can hear them easily.
I gotcha.
But when they're real far away, you can't. Now, if you increase the roll-off distance, and you can do this in the game chip with the CV1. You can make it so you can hear people everywhere in the room as if they were standing right next to you, which can be a little disconcerting at times. But you can also use radios, which is another thing that is coming out of beta now. The radio beta chips. I'm skipping on.
Okay.
That I'm excited about.
Go ahead.
I'm excited about that because when it comes to being able to use radios in any game, I think it's really cool that we're not going to have a game going in order to use that particular feature. I
read this earlier. Is it true that the radio beta, the chips that are coming out now, we're going to be able to have radios where when I'm close, I'm not talking on the radio, and I walk away, and I'm talking on the radio, kind of like in Rec Royale Squads?
Exactly.
So you'll see that in other games?
Yes, you'll be able to see that in other games.
Gosh, that's so awesome.
So I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I know there'll be wonderful videos coming out on it by those people who are brilliant in that, like Swag and Swagamuffin and RCL Man. I know that they're going to get involved in bringing that out, but I'm excited to be able to just tell you that it's going to happen. I'm really excited. So
can I read the next few lines here?
I think you should probably start up over there on the other side. That's the next part.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I wanted to know more about this one down here. Remove player from radio channel. Does that mean, do you think that'll include a person like me? Do you think they'll add something like that in Rec Royale Squads? One thing I cannot stand is I've got someone on my team who has come in to just troll me, and they're like chattering loudly so I can't hear. So their buddies on the other team can come and find me and take us out. Can I just like click, he's silenced? I mean, I know we can mute him if you know his name. That's another problem is you don't know his name because he's on the other side of the map. Anyway, just a thought.
I don't know.
It'd be nice to be able to look at that player channel and look.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly how that will work, but a shout out, that would be a great thing. To be able to remove a player from the channel, I don't know if that will require going through a barrier or, whatever. If we can make it so that it's a part of what you can do in your watch, oh yay, that would be so amazing. Be cool. Yeah, and I would like to see. I'd like to see radios in a couple more games because honestly, I think the only one we really use them in is Rec Royale, and I think it's a great tool, especially when you're trying to do something. Well, when you're trying to be what is it? I can't think of the word, but anyway. So
I know that when we get into paintball games that have these radios set up, it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
The next thing on this side here I wanted to read was note that the radio chips will not work together with team radio support in game rules chips.
Right.
So what's that mean? So they're not going to work?
They won't work together with the already established radios that are available in the game rules chip. When you're putting a game together like paintball or a player versus player type of a game, there is a game rules chip. And if you've ever put one together, they're pretty easy. They've got a huge list of things that you can tell that chip you want to have happen in your game. And one of them is radios. And so I think that what this is saying is that if you're using a game rules chip, then you can either choose to use the radios that are in that, which may not be as good as this new whole thing with the radio channel. And I'm hoping that that the radio channel is an improvement because they're a little bit, hard you get a little static and stuff going on with them. They're not always real reliable. So if you're using a game rules chip, I'm thinking it's probably going to be a thing where you can decide not to use the ones in the game rules chip, and you can set up your own radio channel in the game using these new CV2 chips.
So basically only use one or the other in your room.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
And we'll have those. We'll have this link down in the comments after the stream is after sometime in the next couple days.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next page now. Set player vignette. What's a vignette?
Vignette. That's when you have that.
Wait. It doesn't have a G. It has a G up there.
A vignette is well, it's a French word, and they use G's vignette sometimes where they don't belong. But it's called a vignette, and
so it's like sign. Got it.
Yes, it's like sign, like the word sign. Yes, there's a G where it just doesn't belong. But a vignette is that darkness that you have around your view, your point of view. If you have your vignette on, you can do that in your settings. And I don't know exactly what this is. It's saying set player vignette and clear player vignette is coming out of beta. I don't know if maybe that is something that is going to be in a game when you go through a specific door or something. Suddenly your view is going to narrow so that you have more limited sight ability for an effect of being a jump scare or something like that.
Or maybe it's a underwater experience and you have a mask on and they want to give you that feeling that you have a mask on.
Sure. Or maybe you're looking into a periscope, and so you would want your view to be closed off on the sides so that you're looking only just straight forward. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably what that's going to be. Yeah.
We're guessing here.
Get closest and get farthest. That's usually has to do with players or objects. So if you're in a room and you have two objects of the same caliber and one is far and one is close, then those are going to affect that. You're going to be able to say, okay, I want to get the closest basketball to me to come here or to bounce or to be affected in some way. And same thing with the get farthest. I want the farthest one away to bounce or be affected.
So here I'm going to read the rest of this. There's a lot involved in this. There's like 4 more lines here I'm going to read. Mm-hmm. Player get time zone, HSV to color, RGB to color, and parse color. Player get is jumping or falling. Ooh. And player prompt multiple choice. I see a lot of player get. What exactly is player get to start with?
When you are setting up a circuit and you want something to happen, it's kind of like saying, okay, if that player is jumping or falling, then that's the player that will be affected by this next sequence.
Got it. Okay. And so when it says player get time zone,
well, time zone,
it's
that's
basically
just, we just did a whole series on the time changes and so forth. Over the world, we have different time zones all across the country of the United States, all across different areas in Europe. So what it's going to do is that is going to take the time chip and say, okay, we know that these are the hours, but this is set to Greenwich Mean Time, and that is 8 hours, minus 8 hours from where we are right now. So that particular chip is going to add that 8 hours in for us. It's going to say, oh, we're in the Pacific, Standard Time. So it's going to make that calculation for the time chip so that it will be the right time, and you don't have to go in and keep adjusting it all the time. And
okay. So does this mean that you'll be able to set it to where clocks in rooms, like you could maybe have a clock, I don't even know if you can have a clock in a room, but have it actually, you walk into the room, let's say you're in England, and you look at your watch, it says one time, but you look at the clock on the wall, and because this setting is Seattle, they see it and they go, oh, that's the time it is in Seattle.
Absolutely. It will actually say that player's time. It'll look at it, it'll say, it'll get that person's.
I don't have an answer for that.
It'll have, I'm sorry.
What?
Nothing. Nothing. it'll get that person's time zone. And in other words, it just like it's in their headset. If their headset says they're in England or in Great Britain or they're in France or wherever they happen to be, that's the time that they'll see on their watch. That's also the time that they'll see in a room that has that chip in it that has a clock.
Got it. Okay. All right. So it'll follow the player's time. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And
so
as far as the HSV to color, the RGB to color, and the parse color, I know nothing about those things. And so I will refrain from saying anything because I have no clue what those are about.
well, RGB is how TV sets are set for.
Red, green, blue. Yeah. Red, green, blue to color. HSV to color.
I
I don't know what that is. And I don't know what parse color is. And I'm sure that it has something to do with.
If you guys know,
yes,
if you guys know what it is, put it in the comments.
Please.
All right.
Help us out here.
All right. So, okay. And then, of course, player prompt multiple choice. I thought we already had that.
The thing is that it was clunky. I'll just say it that way. It's clunky. It's a very huge thing you have to build in order to give multiple choice. There's all of these things that have to go, and you have to have a list, and you have to have, a go-to, and you have to have a plus and a minus and all of that. And this, I'm hoping, is going to be a plug and play, because that would be awesome. I love multiple choice questions in rooms when there's puzzles to be solved. But it's a very expensive, heat-wise, it's a very expensive circuit to build.
Oh,
because it takes a lot of work.
Okay, I'm going to go on to this last paragraph and read it. Is that all right?
Yes, please do.
Because you're helping me understand these things. So, creator can use these to remove players in the room from a radio channel defined by a non-negative integers. Players in the same radio channel will be able to communicate via team radio when they are far away. The distance thresholds for the radio is consistent to those in Rec Royale and Rec Rally. Wow.
Yes, and that's the radio beta chips. That was actually some extra information for that, and I didn't realize it got moved over there. Okay. But there it is, and that's exactly what it's saying then. The creators can use these to add and remove players in the room from the radio channel defined by non-negative integers. Players in the same radio channel will be able to communicate via team radio when they are far away, which is what we did discuss. And it's going to be... by making it a non-negative integer, I believe that kind of simplifies the math so that you don't have to keep adding people back. It's more like going through a field and suddenly you can't hear anymore, and then you can hear again. So I'm believing that's what it is. So if I'm wrong, please tell me. I am not afraid to know that I'm wrong.
Yeah, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm going to just double check the comments real quick.
Yeah. So anyway, if you guys have things you'd like us to talk about or ideas that you would like to impart to us, please let us know. We're happy to explore all kinds of things. Right now, we're kind of getting our feet wet with all of this, and we're very excited about sharing the dev notes with you. I am not a know-all of any kind. I don't know everything there is to know about Rec Room. I'm learning like many of you. And so I really appreciate it when people keep me updated and keep me in the loop as to what's really going on. And I love learning.
Okay, so I was trying to find the stuff that the there was an interview that I read this morning, and I wanted to bring some of that up, but we didn't have time to add it to this show.
Right. Yeah.
There was an interview on March 3rd, I think, and they were adding another type of thing. Yeah, they were adding another type of thing to it.
And
I took a screenshot, but I can't find the screenshot.
Okay.
Or maybe it didn't take, or maybe I'm in the wrong thing here.
You might be.
Look at the gallery. I don't want to fall offline here.
Yes, the CEO was letting us know that there were going to be some different ways of creating in Rec Room, so that they were going to maybe put out what was called a bounty on
Yeah. Here, let me. I
saying,
found
hey,
it.
oh, you found it. Good. Read it out.
So I'm gonna try to read it. Just let me know if you can't hear me because I'm off the headset.
Okay.
We're experimenting a lot with we're experimenting with a lot of different paths to help people be successful. It's not simply what you earn with your room. We're rolling out a system called Room Rewards, where we're putting out essentially bounties. We're saying, hey, we would love to see a room that's doing this, and we'll pay this much to make that happen. Really what we're doing is recognizing that one size doesn't fit all for these things. How you help people understand the systems that are there, how you help them be successful doing things they want to do. So that's what, I don't know how you pronounce the name, F-A-J-T, Fajt?
I don't know. Fagt? Yeah, fag.
They're going to see a whole bunch of new tools when we launch our core game. Our new core game, they'll have a lot more control over authoring there. That's all I've got. It stops, it breaks off right there. But obviously, we've got some new stuff coming. We got some new stuff coming. It's got to be great. Get that out of my hand. We're definitely going to have some more fun. We're definitely going to have some more fun with this, the ability to make stuff in the game, which means for those people who don't make stuff in the game, they're going to have a lot of new stuff to play, which is really going to be cool.
Right.
Speaking of playing, maybe this is a good spot to tell them about our live streams on Sunday. Because, I mean, we do news and stuff on... We do news and stuff on Saturday that covers this in our podcast, but the podcast isn't the main channel for Mythical Moonhair.
No. And we do have we have the Magic Door on Sundays at 1:00. If you'd like to join us on the Mythical Moonhair channel, we go into the Magic Door, which is in the rec center in Rec Room, and we go to wherever it is, wherever it takes us, that's where we go. And we have met some really fun people, and we have played some awesome games and seen some amazing things. So if you haven't seen those yet, you can go to the live streams and view those on the Mythical Moonhair channel, and definitely watch the live stream tomorrow at 1:00 Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah. So typically this show here goes for a half an hour to an hour. The live stream, gaming stream is between an hour and 2 hours. And I say between an hour and 2 hours is because we keep going in the door for an hour, and if that last one takes an hour, we just keep playing it until we're done with it. And last week, we just had just that. It was like 15 minutes till, and we were in one for like an hour and some time.
Yeah, it was a long time.
So
we had a lot of fun.
It was a long time.
It was a really good
game. It was a fun one to go back and look at.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else? What?
Make sure that you know that there is a new contest out. It started on the 15th of March. I just found out about it today. And so if you go to events on recroom.com, you can look at the, all of the information on that. I don't know why that wasn't better advertised, but, I understand that's not the first time that's happened. It's like they don't want everybody to know, but I was a little disappointed that there's been, a couple of weeks gone by before it even came up, or I even saw it or had any inkling that it was going on. So,
and for a person who uses a maker pen as much as you do, I mean, she's got a channel, or will be having a channel with that soon.
Right.
Right now it's not up, but it'll be up soon, and we'll announce it when it happens. And yeah, it's surprising you didn't know about that. I tripped over it today, and I'm like, "There's what?
There's a contest?
I didn't know about this."
Yeah, Gene, thanks for letting us know, guys.
I kind of wish there was a little more communication, or maybe that they would say, "Hey, a contest that will be coming up on this date. Pay attention to the release notes coming up," and kind of like
all they advertise. All they
throw some bait
advertise
out
is
there.
things they can make money off of. So I'm sorry, I shouldn't have
So-
said that. Anyway, all right, guys, it's been fun. I love this game. Don't get me wrong. I really love this game, but there's sometimes when I just think they're dropping the ball, and I don't know who it is that's dropping the ball, but they should get kicked in the hiney. So on we
Love
go.
the contests. Need better advertising on them. Okay. All right. So I think, is that the show?
That's the show.
Is there anything else?
Nope. That's
All
it.
right. Well, if you like the kind of content we're putting out, please,
Give
YouTube
us a
cheer
right-
it. And,
yeah, YouTube cheer.
yeah. And,
All right.
that's it.
See you guys later. Thanks.
Let's move on out.
Moving on out to the east side, to the deluxe apartment in the sky.